Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So here we have a 2013 Honda Pilot, which is the second easiest vehicle you could ever do headlight restoration on. You see just a very thin layer of oxidation, nothing crazy. The last one that I did, there was some micro cracking on it, but this one appears to be pretty good. So this one I'm just actually going to start with a 600. I'm not going to use a 400 or anything, just to kind of show you guys how easy it is to do with just the 600. It is kind of a gloomy day. Not too bad. You can kind of see there's just these clouds. You can see the beautiful sky through the clouds. So it's supposed to clear up. I think I've said it 1,000 times. Florida is so weird with the weather. One second it's raining and cloudy and crappy, and then like literally 10 minutes later it's beautiful. So days like these, I'm kind of still comfortable doing a restoration because I know that it'll clear up very, very quickly. So if you're wondering, my number one easiest vehicle to do, it's going to be the Nissan Frontier, because they're very similar to these, but they're much, much smaller. And anytime you have headlights that are just rectangular, very, very simple shapes, those tend to be the easier ones. But there is a difference between, the shape of the vehicle. Like, just because it's all rectangular doesn't mean it's going to be easy. There's different, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, I'll give you an example. So this one is very, very easy. It's rectangular, that's perfect. The reason why I say it's so easy is not just on the shape, but also the stubbornness of the clear coat. So the 2014 era Dodge Rams have a very similar shape, rectangular, but they are still very difficult. The clear coat on those is very, very stubborn. So when I say a vehicle is easy, it's both the stubbornness of the clear coat, like the restoration process itself, and then like the masking off process. There's a lot of vehicles out there that have kind of weird shaped headlights. Like some of the newer Lexuses have some pretty weird shaped headlights. So again, I'm just going to do 600, and we are trying out this new bottle. I had a buddy, Dave, recommend it. He's been on me about it in the comment section, constantly telling me that I need to switch it up with these. And I have to say, these are pretty durable. I mean, I could feel like the pressure when I'm spraying. I can already feel it. So again, we're just going to hit it with 600. Because I was using those other crappy bottles. They're not crappy, just I have to refill them pretty often. Like every day I have to refill all my bottles. So I'm always trying to find a bottle with something bigger that'll hold more water. So people often ask me, why don't you use a power tool or anything? I would say that I could feel the condition of the headlight when I'm sanding it. For example, as I was standing right there, I could feel a little nick or something right here. You can actually see it right there. So if I'm using a power tool, yeah, it's gonna kind of address that fairly quickly, but I could more so feel the condition of the headlight. And it'll tell me how much more I have to go. And some of you may not really believe it, but there is a massive difference in sandpaper. Some people will buy sandpaper from your local AutoZone or your Lowe's or Home Depot or something. Sandpaper makes a massive it makes a massive difference in your end product. So it's important not to skimp on it. Have a nice high quality sandpaper. This sandpaper is silicon carbide, which is different than your average stuff. You can see all that oxidation is completely gone almost. So you can see whenever you're spraying, it's kind of yellow, the water. I always say if you're not sure when you're done with the 600, just add an extra 5 minutes of sanding, because the more you sand with the 600, the more clear it's going to be when you spray it with a clear coat. So you can see the water starting to repel. So that tells me that the texture of the headlight is so smooth that even the water can't stick to it. So it tells me the headlights, it's good to go. Just being a little bit more thorough here. Alright, so we are good to go there. Go ahead and take off paper. Alright, so to dry it, I'm going to be using this. Actually, you know what? I think I left my... Nope, this is a good one. So I'm just going to use this. It's like a Chamois kind of style, just to get all the water off. Always make sure you try to dry some of this off too, because you don't want any wind to blow any loose water onto the lens after you spray it. Just got a fresh bag here. So I'm going to be using the alcohol here to actually, I think I left my, yep, like I did. So for those of you who don't know, I have a location at a local flea market. So it's been really hectic. So I just threw some supplies from there into the car really quick. So right now I'm going to alcohol wipe it. I'm essentially cleaning any oils, any old oxidation, or the kind of debris from the sanding process. I want to remove all that because I want nothing on the lens. You don't want to use Windex or anything like that, because you want no residue or nothing on the headlight when you spray it. I'm just going to mask it off. You can get this masking dispenser at Lowe's. I will admit it's kind of expensive, but it saves a very good amount of time. It's kind of stupid because this comes separate from the blade. The blade is like $20, this is like $60, and then you have to buy the tape. It's kind of annoying, but it is worth every penny. Because if you're using like tape and drape, oh lord, if you use tape and drape, and I've been there before, I've used tape and drape, you get a little bit of wind and it just goes everywhere. So anything that I don't get, I'm just gonna tape it up. So I don't have to polish all these microscopic scratches out because the clear coat has filling properties in it. So if you are new to headlight restoration, you're having issues with your current process where there's scratching at the very end, this is a very good process for you. If you're a detailer and you're looking to speed up or offer headlight restoration, this is the perfect method because it saves a lot of time. So just sanded with the 600. You can actually see there's a little microcrock right there. Nothing crazy, it's not going to be too visible, but just sanded with the 600, it's good to go. This is the Next Gen Headlight Solutions Headlight Restoration Clear Coat. So what I'm going to do is shake the can up, hold it behind me so it's not too loud for you guys. So, and I'm just going to apply it. I've been shaking this can on the whole drive, so don't worry, it's good to go. So I'm just going to do a test spurt to make sure that's not spinning or anything. You can see the pattern that it sprays. And I'm just going to go different strafing strokes, across the headlight. Just going to do like a 50-50 overlay. Now, there is a lot of flash off, so you can see it's kind of foggy. So the solvents in the clear coat have to evaporate before it's kind of like the hardening property is starting to activate. So we're just going to let that sit for a bit. On all this job shouldn't take more than about maybe 15 minutes for this specific vehicle. Every single vehicle is different, so do not think that every single headlight restoration job is going to be super quick, super easy, because some are easy, some are difficult, and more often they're easy. It's not too often they're difficult. So let that sit. Again, 600. See all that yellow oxidation coming off. And also when you're sanding, I put my finger right on the edge of it on both sides, so that if I'm sanding, it's never going to touch the panel or anything. My finger's going to stop it before that, and I can feel it too. So people are always on me, calling me, saying I'm dumb for not using power tools, or oh, it takes so much longer to do a restoration without power tools. I'm like, no. I've been doing this professionally for quite some time, since 2019. As I said, there's a stigma with headlight restoration. Everybody thinks they're professionals, but whenever you are in the business, the way you can kind of identify a professional is if you ask them about the difficulties between different brands. An experienced headlight restorer is going to know any make or model that you ask them about. Like if you were to ask me how difficult is a 2013 Ford F-150 compared to a 2015 Honda Civic, I can tell you right now. I don't need to look at the vehicle, I just know because I've been doing it for so long. It's the experience. Like there's people online that say, they'll post videos on YouTube, how to easily, permanently restore your headlights, and they'll do it on a Honda Civic. It's like, oh, that's easy. Like, that's super easy. And they'll be like, you'll be done in 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, you're working on the easiest vehicle possible to do restoration on. Let's say you do an F-150 or a Dodge Ram or something. It sucks because people go out and they'll be like, oh, this person did it online and it was super, super easy using their process. But the person that they watched, they did a super easy vehicle. So it's kind of not fair. But again, a lot has to do with the process. Like 90% of it has to do with the process. For example, if I did my worst possible attempt on this light, but I applied the clear coat, it's still going to look 10 times better. Because the clear coat is designed for even DIYers. If you have a single vehicle and you're trying to get it done, it's not hard. All right, good to go there. I could do these types of vehicles all day. If it was up to me, I would do these all day, every day. These Honda Pilots. Like I said, preferably the Nissan Frontier. There was one vehicle I love doing those ones. They're so easy. Not all headlights are made the same, guys. Remember that. That's why using a kit like this, something that can kind of reduce the chances of having issues when restoring a more difficult light, it's actually worth it. Alright, so you can see it's nice and clean. All that flash off is gone. As I said, whenever you are to save tape and everything, you want to kind of mirror it. So you can see I took it off over here on the top, so probably back up at the top. It may not fit perfect, but try to save you a little bit. Now there is still flash off on that headlight. So the wind is blowing, so that does help. The wind is really stiff. Oh, and one thing is, I did want to mention, if you guys can, if you have any questions, if you're reaching out to me, please email me at startrestoringheadlights@gmail.com, because lately we've been having a lot of people contact my business. We'll go to like my Google business profile and they'll reach out there. As I said, I have absolutely no problem talking to you guys, answering all your questions, but I do have employees, so I want to try to keep it exclusive to me. So if you can, just shoot me an email there. That's startrestoringheadlights@gmail.com. Alright, so that side's good. Go ahead and apply the clear coat here. And the wind just picked up, so I'm going to wait a second. Meantime, one thing a lot of people tend to forget is cleaning up the vehicle when you are done. Please make sure the thing is spotless. I want no evidence that you were there aside from the clean headlights. Alright, so we're gonna wait. Yeah, that side looks much better. It's still drying, but you can see that micro crack right there. Alright. So here's a prime example on why you do need to be careful. So let's say I were to spray this and this masking paper flies off into the lens. It's going to create a kind of a big mark, which you can mask. You know, there's a prime example. See, it's only whenever I mention does it happen to me. Let me make sure that's taped. That's so funny. What perfect timing. Because the wing does not show up until you're at this process. It's only whenever you're masking is when it show up. So let's hope it doesn't happen to me. Yeah, there's the wind. Man, big gust just came in. So it's more so I want to be transparent with this, because a lot of people say, oh, you got clear coat all over the vehicle when they see that mist go everywhere. Situations like these, it is kind of, you know, you are going to get a little overspray everywhere, but whenever you're done and when you're experienced, you can feel where there's overspray. You can just clean it up. It's not too difficult. Inspect it, make sure there's nothing going on, and we're good. So we're going to get the pesky one first, because we don't want that to slide out. Clean up my setup here. Alright, so we are good. Just going to give it some time, let it set up. Shoot the customer a text saying, hey, you're done. Just gotta make sure you try to clean it up as best as possible. Because a lot of customers, they might think that that's permanent. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.